Talking to Widener head coach Mike Kelly, and Mike, it's not a bad year. It's not a great year for you, but you have Wilkes this weekend. Wilkes is on tough times. Tell me about what your plans are as far as keeping your kids up, because these teams, any team can beat you on a given day.
Well, that's this is one of those trap games, and if you look at the history over the last couple of years, Wilkes has beaten someone each year that people have said, well, how did that just happen? But they've pulled it off.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think it was DelVal, and last year it was Stevenson, and they're a well-coached group, and it's going to be their homecoming, and just like everybody that we play, we think that people circle their calendar when they're going to play Widener, and we get everybody's best shot. So, we're fully preparing for a dogfight on Saturday, and give all the respect in the world to Wilkes and what they're going to bring to the table Saturday afternoon.
You're still not out of it for the MAC. You still have Stevenson and Delaware Valley, and I'm sure that's entered your mind.
Well, that's always on our mind here. That's our mindset that it has to be that way. We've won more MAC championships than anybody else, and that's always going to be how we handle ourselves. And we've only got one loss in the conference, and it took. We were playing a quarterback that had never started a college game before at any position, and as a kid that we had recruited as a quarterback, but last year moved to receiver because of his athleticism, and had to move him back to quarterback this year, and he ends up starting against Albright, who is sitting at 5-0, and everybody thinks is pretty darn good, and yet they had to kick a field goal with 3 seconds to play to beat us, and we have 2 losses this year by a total of 8 points, and I know you ran a video of a play against Rowan that would have given us the win, and we had an official say our kid stepped out of bounds, and he was 30 yards behind the play. So, we feel like we were, we're right there. That we just as easily could be sitting at 5-0 right now as we are sitting at 3-2. But the reality is, we're 3-2, so we're average, and we just have to take, the old cliche, just take each game 1 week at a time and win each week.
Yeah, but in the MAC, you're only lost one game, and you have the top runners there that you still have to play, and of course that game at the end with Delaware Valley could be very key, depending on how they come out of the Albright game this Saturday.
Well, we've seen Delaware Valley on tape, and I haven't seen anything of Stevenson yet, but I know that they're going to be talented and ready to play us, and it's you always want to be in a position where you're playing for something, and to be in control of your own destiny, and with only one loss right now, and sitting at 3-1 in the conference, and having it be a 2-point loss to a team that's 4-0, we don't feel like we should be overlooked at all, and we're going to just keep plugging away here and preparing our kids and getting better, and we can't look too far ahead as to when we play Stevenson or when we play DelVal. We got to worry about Wilkes right now, or playing Stevenson and DelVal doesn't mean a darn thing.
Right, and you don't have the easiest schedule. You have Lycoming, who seems to be on the uptick right now. Lycoming Widener games are classic over the years, and Kings has been losing by just a shade each time. They're in almost every game. Right.
Kings, we never had run across Kings before in recruiting until this past winter, and they started to make some headway in what they're doing in their recruiting efforts, and good on them. And the Lycoming Widener game, for decades has been a huge rivalry. I think the table has turn just a little bit that DelVal is becoming a bigger rival in this current era than Lycoming is for us. But there's all of our alums that come back. Certainly view Lycoming as our biggest rival, and fortunately we have them here on our homecoming in a couple of weeks, and we're honoring the Widener 1977 national championship team. So it should be a great crowd with a bunch of people that don't have a very good feeling about Lycoming, and it should be an atmosphere that's just terrific for a homecoming game.
Right. Now, the way it looks, that will probably be our MAC football news game of the week with Lycoming and Widener. It should be a dandy, but you have Wilkes to contend with this weekend. And thanks, Mike, for the interview, and good luck, and hope to see you in a couple weeks.
Oh, I certainly appreciate it, and you're doing a great job, putting the conference out there in front, and we certainly all appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.